Hello everyone and welcome back to LM Simulation here on YouTube. So I do apologise, I want to start off with a bit of an apology. I haven't been able to live stream recently owing to work commitments. It's been very busy at work, so I haven't been able to get the time ready to be able to do any live streams on Twitch. So I apologise first of all. When you watch this video I will have actually done another live stream. So to be honest, you're actually back where we started now. So you can actually go back and watch me live on Twitch, which is brilliant. I'll provide all the descriptions and all the information in the description below just for your information. But this would have been broadcasted live on Twitch as well. So this is going to be one of those that I'm going to be covering on a video. And I'm going to be covering this same scenario in a live stream that would have been aired last night. So you can watch that back on the LM Simulation Twitch channel, which was in the description below. But to start off with, welcome back to Train Simulator. It's been a bit of a while since I've been able to do any Train Simulator content, but I've got lots and lots planned. Basically, very much looking forward to seeing what we can do here and seeing where we can go, to be honest. First thing I'm going to notice is I've had to edit this scenario because it's using rolling stock that doesn't come with the scenario. I noticed that it's very difficult to start a scenario in Bedford in a 12 coach class 700, which is what we're going to be covering in this, from these carriage sidings. I think there's only select carriage sidings in Bedford that can take the 12 car ones, and this is not one of them. But unfortunately, the 700 I want to showcase is a 12 car one, and it's in a special livery, and we're just going to go into that in a moment. But to start off with, the class 700 Enhancement Pack. What do you guys think? Were you expecting it? I think it's probably the quickest Armstrong Powerhouse have ever jumped onto the Dovetail games bandwagon. I don't think I've ever noticed a bit of DLC come out so quickly after the original DLC, especially when you've got the likes of the Class 70, which was released years ago, and we still haven't got an enhancement pack for that. So some people, probably including myself, will say, would you have preferred them to have upgraded this immediately, or have spent the time to upgrade something that needed it more? Which is like the Class 70 or something like that, or the Class 60, which definitely needs an enhancement pack. Stuff like that, that's always the question. I personally believe this could have waited. We could have seen a 60 or a 70 sooner. Maybe the sounds aren't available, maybe the stars lined up for this to be ready now. So anyway, we're here, we're in Bedford, and I'm going to be showcasing the Class 700 here on this review on LM Simulation. So let's jump in. Here we are at Bedford, and I'm going to showcase this, the NHS livery. So this is the NHS We Thank You livery. This is available over at the Alan Thompson Sim site. As soon as I saw this, I thought, yeah, gotta focus and showcase this in my first video. First thing I am going to say quickly is I'm not even sure if the points are set correctly here. We might derail before this even starts, and that would be tragic. I'd have to re-record the entire video. But anyway, here we are in totally the wrong carriage sidings. You'd actually need to be over there to have a Class 700 12 coach. These ones can only take 8 coaches. You can see 8 coach there, another 8 coach there, and an 8 coach down there. So we're in totally the wrong carriage sidings, so it is entirely my fault if this goes pear-shaped, I think is the term. Right, so let's have a closer look at this reskin. I think it looks very good. The only unfortunate factor is it's very low res. When you zoom in, you can see how low res it is, which is a bit of a pity. But then again, I'm not going to be looking at it that. I don't ever look at DLCs that closely or free reskins. I simply look at the beauty. And this is a wonderful livery, I can tell you that. The only issue I've noticed, and I don't know how he's done this, but have you seen the A sort of fluctuates and the N sort of fluctuates and the K? These are straight. These are perfectly straight. Well, I'm not too sure what happened when he was doing the texturing for that. It's a bit of a weird one. And it's really annoying because you can notice it from all the way out here. It's not like it looks straight from out here. It doesn't. It looks like it's been put on a texture, or maybe on a surface that isn't level. Anyway, key workers supporting key workers. Here we go. So this is Thameslink, the We're With You NHS livery. Now looking absolutely fantastic. So we're going to enjoy. Essentially, this scenario takes us all the way down to Streatham, or Streatham, as you probably most likely know it, down in London. We're only going to be taking this down as far as Luton, just so that I don't have an hour-long video. I try and keep these down as short as possible when I'm doing these reviews, because you just want to jump in, you just want to experience how good it is. So, from the external factors, this is not a review of this reskin. It is more a review of the Class 700. What I will say though about the reskin is it's quite obvious how areas where he's not exactly done the, you know, this looks very pale and white, this looks very realistic, this looks very realistic, but it's sort of, it doesn't sort of match. It looks like it's just been placed on, and it doesn't look that realistic, I'm going to be honest. But it's all we've got, and I'm not going to complain, because it still looks the bee's knees, and it always will. Class 700s have been something we've been wanting in the game for a hell of a long time, ever since Super Owls did his wonderful little Class 700 bits. So this is the full package, the full Dovetail Games Class 700 with the 700, 707, 717 Enhancement Pack included. So, without further ado, I think it's time now to take the pause button off and jump in. So here we are. This is the cab of the Class 700. No rush in getting this train underway, because we're still ECS all the way down to Luton today. As you can see, wonderful, absolutely terrific, and it doesn't look like this default. Obviously, you don't get the FLU stickers and all of that on the default one, but it does look very good indeed. The only thing I will say about this, and I will mention this from the outset, is the fact that the GSMR radio does not work. Now, I'm not too sure whether this was an oversight. I'm not too sure whether he's tried to program it and it just didn't want to work, or whether they just haven't bothered. I'm not too sure, but it is the way it is it doesn't work. It's literally, you can't press any of the buttons, you can't do anything with it. It's almost like it doesn't exist. It's just sort of placed there for effect, which is sad, but it is the way it is, unfortunately. You can't win with everything. So, we are going to get this train underway. One of the best things I like about this is I'm going to just double check whether we've got the road, which we do. That's good. So we've got the road into platform number 1. That's lovely. Let's take us back. Just going to show you the cab light. So that's how you turn it on with the L key and turn it back off again. That's quite a bright cab light, as you can see. Oh yeah, so it's sort of controlled down here. You can either have it as a spotlight, which you can turn on like that, or a main light, which you can turn on like that. And it's a bit funny. I'm not too sure how to turn it off now. Okay, and we've still got the spotlight on. Ugh. Don't really want the spotlight on. Come on, turn off. Turn off. I don't know whether that is realistic, whether they're that poor in real life, but hey ho, is what it is. So you'll hear this lovely sound when you turn off the DRA, which is something I really like. Oh yes, now that's what I like. Really, really like something just nice, intuitive. That's all you need. So let's turn on the DVD, sorry, driver vigilance device. We've got the DRA turned off. That's good. That's what we need. Shift W will put your key in.
TPWS and AWS operational.
There you go. So when you basically turn the key in and get activated, you'll reset the AWS. You also need to reset with the F key, which is, I don't know where that is pressing something. Something or another in here uses the F key. It's some sort of fault reset key that you have to reset when you start the train up, which is interesting. Oh, there we go. We've got another 700 coming in over there. So let's get underway. Forwards, that'll do. And let's get going. I'll show you the horn from the outside first and then the inside. Oh, I lied. I'll do it from the inside. I love it. It's very simple horn. You can barely hear it from the outside though. I can put it that way. Listen to those sounds. Oh, lovely. Absolutely lovely. It's louder from the outside than you think, isn't it? I'm going to turn the game sound down, actually, because I just realised how loud it is. Very interesting sounding horn, not what you would expect. Not too sure if you can fit 12 coaches in here, can you? Well, we're going to find out. Something's got the road through the middle there. So this scenario is available from the Alan Thompson Sim website. Oh, we've got the... I don't think you can fit 12 coaches in. We might have to go a little bit further. Yeah, we might be struggling for space here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can. We're all good. You can fit a full 12 coach in, you're good. Right, so, lovely. Here we are. We can now change ends, basically get back over to the other side. This scenario is available from Alan Thompson Sim, one of them that I've got. Doesn't really tell you too much, apart from it's 5 Oscar 1-5 Bedford CS to Luton, and then you do 9 Oscar 1-5, but we're only going to be doing the 5 Oscar 1-5 part of it at the moment. Some sort of freight train heading for us by the looks of it. That's some sort of high speed. We're going to give that a race as long as we have the road. So we need to put that into neutral, turn the key off. Yeah, we're all good. So I'll put the DRA on because that's what you need to do, and then we'll change ends. Right, everything's isolated, so we'll activate that. Shift W, get everything turned on.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Lovely, yeah, there we go. Interestingly, it's still routing us into the carriage sidings. Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, so basically, I've buggered this scenario up. I've absolutely buggered it up. Quite royally, actually. So we're going to have to just go back into the carriage sidings and come back out again. One thing I did realise I haven't done is turn the actual exterior lights on. So let's do that now, actually, and make no mistake, get it right this time. I think that one should do. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. So let's put it into forwards. Choose that one. There we go. Let's get us up to 15 and back into the correct carriage sidings this time. And then we'll have to come back out again. So this is going to be the... this is why you should always, when you're editing a scenario, always make sure that you have got it right. That you're editing it correctly, that you've made sure that you're not... Because I've had to move it out of this carriage siding because it didn't fit into one where it kind of fit, but it didn't. And then now I'm going to have to go back into it. So here we go. I'm a complete train sim noob. I've been playing this game for way too long, and I still don't know what I'm doing. Quite honestly. I've also moved the season over to summer because it was a bit dark. It was spring in this scenario, and I kind of like the. I wanted to show this off in the daylight, if you know what I mean. So we're not going to win against this freight train. I can absolutely guarantee you that now. But I'm going to change ends as quickly as we can and go from there. Oh, nice. Right, well that's us in Bedford carriage siding. So there you go, job done. Right, so scenario's finished, let's go home. Haven't even really started it yet, have we? So now we need to put that into there, Shift W, turn off the exterior lights. Something to do with a freight train, oh hello. Very nice. Right, now we need to go into Bedford platform 2, which is where we would just... Oh no, that's not where we were, was it? Right, so let's change ends again. We'll get there in the end, guys. What's that flashing for? I'm not too sure what that's flashing for. God knows.
AWS and AWS operational.
Right, let's get going. Sooner rather than later, please, driver. Make sure we got the headlights on, that's good, and tail lights on the rear, lovely, good. Right, I'll show you how to use the destination controls and everything like that once we get into the station, so we can actually get underway on this scenario, rather than keep making mistakes. You can open the windows, just like that. I will say one thing, it doesn't really make that much difference to the in-game audio, unless you've got Railworks Enhancer, that is, and your audio is being controlled externally. I don't know whether we're going to overtake him later in the journey or not, or whether I've broken the scenario now, so we never will. This is probably not a good representation of this scenario, not at all, but I will provide the scenario link in the description for you guys. In terms of a review, I'm going to explore all the assets, aspects of this DLC, and then I'm just going to give it a thorough review, just basically a round off as to what I think. I mean, I can probably already tell what I think, but I will give you a full-on view of everything about it. There we go. So now we... Oh no, I need to put that into there, turn that off, press Shift W, put the DRA on, change ends again. Now we've got the road, wonderful. So now just wait for whatever the thingy's going to say to me. Change ends, make yourself ready to departure as empty stock. Right, so now we can do that. Before we get set up, I'm just going to show you very quickly how to do the destination controls. You can control them with F7 and F8, just like normal. We want to go all the way to the end to not in service sort of thing. There's a hell of a lot of these, as you can see, because you have the Class 700 that does a hell of a lot of stuff. Obviously our stuff's not going to go through what the... you've got a Class 707 with this, which I still haven't checked out yet, so it won't go into what that does, but there's a hell of a lot on here, as you can see. So, not in service, there we go, that'll do. And now we need to change the lights. Let's have a look here to that one, that will do. Shift W.
CTWS and AWS operational.
There we go. And because I'm keen, I'm going to get going now, because we are running late. Oh, it's still due to arrive into Luton at around the same time, that's fine. Wonder where that freight train's gone. Oh, we're following him, are we? Oh, that's going to be fun, isn't it? Right, so now we're going to go down to Luton. According to that, it's 1.7 miles away. I'm fairly sure that's not the case. My God, what the hell? Oh, that's if you do the cold start, yeah. God, I didn't realise you're going to put all the information in the description. Oh, got a bit of sunlight there, which is nice. See if we can get a bit more of that further down on the journey. I can't even see the task list. He's actually... Oh my gosh, he's done this so... What the heck? Nope, no idea. That's what happens when you put that much information in the F1 display. It's not really for that, you see, so... But we're going to get a nice little screenshot. There we go. Lovely. So now we can do 75. Shove us up. Get us going. Tell you what, having that window open does make a difference at high speed. You can tell. So I'm going to have it down a little bit, but not up that much. Just need to wait for somewhere where that sun is, and then we can get a nice little screenshot. Think around... Well, have you... Is it here? Nope, I totally missed the sun there. I'm just trying to get a screenshot, you know what I mean? So this is the reversing sidings for Bedford. I think the Coldwell Depot, is it? Is that what it's called? Yeah, the Coldwell Depot, there you go. Yeah, just need to wait for the sun to get a little bit higher and then we should be okay. It'll take us all the way up to 90 now, which is good. Still got greens, we're doing well. Oh, look at that, that's much better now. See if I can get a nice little screenshot. That may be able to do. All the way up to 90. So, let's have a look at the passenger view. I'll take us a little bit down. So here we go, this is the passenger view, as you can see. Looking very nice indeed. You've got multiple passenger views if you want to sit one road or sit back here. You've got even a screen that tells you all about the network status for the London Underground park closure there on the Northern Line by the looks of it. So yeah, a hell of a lot of detail. There aren't that many cab views, you've only got two. Got a little cup holder down here as well and your emergency stop button there in case you happen to be sitting down there as the maybe the second driver or whatever. Yeah, it does get very, very loud with that window open, I can tell you that. You have got a blind up here, which you can take down a little bit if you want, just to minimise the sun glare. I tell you what, this is a really good add-on, sort of bit of DLC, with the, there you go, that's the DSD, driver safety device, driver vigilance device. It's that GSMR that I can't make head or tail of why it's there. If it's not going to be implemented, it looks good, but it just doesn't serve a purpose, and it could have done. It's not really like I expected this to come without a driver safety device. I expected it to come with a I expected it to come with a GSMR. But it baffles me why some add-ons do, some add-ons don't. Maybe I don't know if he's done this. I haven't seen Facebook and I don't really watch the Facebook part of Armstrong Powerhouse religiously, only when stuff comes up. But maybe there was a post to say, oh look, I'm unable to implement the GSMR owing to scripting issues or time constraints or something like that. Just some type of explanation that would just say, look, we're not, here's what you're paying for and here's what you're not going to get at the same time. We're obviously catching up with that freight train. I've no idea how far Luton is. No way to find out because this game is buggered. Limbury Road is 12 miles, but I think Luton, Limbury Road and Luton are sort of in the same area, so yeah, not too far away by the looks of it. Let's do a little pass through. Wow. It's got lovely running sounds, it really does. Unfortunately, these screens on the left hand side, I believe these are CCTV screens. Maybe someone can create a patch just to create an image, a standard image that just sits there on those CCTV screens. I was expecting something like the S7 or S8 stock from Just Trains, where it doesn't move, but it is still just an image there. Would have been nice just to have something. And it doesn't take that long just to put an image here, here and here. It's part of the development that I just can't understand. But yeah, apart from that, all other aspects I think of the gameplay, I think it's very, very, very good indeed. I am very much enjoying being able to drive the Class 700. I think it's very similarly done to the Class 800. I'm not a huge fan of the Class 800 on diesel mode. I think it's very quiet and very subtle, which in my mind is not 100% accurate. it is quite loud from the outside on diesel mode, and you don't really get a sense of that, unfortunately, with the 800 review. So sorry, the 800 add-on, the 800 DLC, the Enhancement Pack. We will indeed cover that in a separate video at some point. I just wanted to get the 700 done first of all, because it's a very important addition to the game. There's so many routes that can use it, and I can't wait, for example, to take a 700 or something on the new Fen line or something like that, if you know what I mean, through Cambridge to London. That would look great, it really would. I'm just trying to create some distance between me and this freight train, because despite our absolute failure at at Bedford there, we have absolutely managed to catch him up, which I'm very surprised with. I mean, in terms of a model, I think it looks insane. It just looks fantastic, it really does. So this modelling hasn't been all done by Dovetail Games, I believe. It's been done by a lot of the third-party community, actually. I think something to do... I can't put my finger on who's done it. I really can't. Let's have a look. View the manual. Let's have a look. Acknowledgements. Master Key Simulations have done it, of course. Look at that. I mean, of course they have. It's a fantastic model, and just absolutely improved and nailed by Dovetail Games. Well, I'd say Dovetail Games. Armstrong Powerhouse, I mean. Let's never make that mistake ever again in our lives. Let's hear us as we power up in slow speed. You can certainly tell that there's a reskin on either end of the model of this train. It's not been done perfectly, which is a bit of a pity, but I still commend it nonetheless. I think it's a fantastic addition. I was sort of expecting just maybe someone, it'd only take a couple of minutes, just to do a Class 700, the old style logo, because you may have remembered that Thameslink did change their logo. They had these delivered actually with a different logo, the original Thameslink logo, which is not the same as this one. Oh. The running sounds on this are brilliant, they really are. Oh, I do like the horn as well. As simple as it is, it's simple, it's effective, you know, and it does the job, it really does. Just going to take us down to 0. In light of the upcoming speed restrictions that will be coming into place very shortly. Yeah, there's so many routes you can put this on. London to Brighton, Chatham Mainline, you can do about 700 on there. Obviously anything out of King's Cross, so you've got all of those, Cambridge to Peterborough, Cambridge to King's Cross, that side of it. You wouldn't get very far on Cambridge to Peterborough, put it that way. But yeah, it really, really is a fantastic piece of DLC, and I really recommend you get it. I'll put all the links in the description as always below for you to enjoy. Take us up to 90. I don't know whether we've got... Oh, is this a single yellow? Oh, I don't want to risk it. You see, it's a very difficult thing following another train, because you never know what the signals are going to do. I'll stick to 70, I'm happy there. Not doing too badly. If I have a look on the map and press centre player, that'll put a little centre on where we are here. So we've just passed through Harlington there. All we've got now is Leagrave, and then pretty much this is us here at Luton. So not too bad. Nice little drive. So we've got this freight train that we are following. I don't know why he's put containers on it, because there's not a single container train that goes down this stretch of track. I don't think there's ever been. Container traffic just doesn't use the Midland Mainline. I don't think it ever has. I don't think I've ever seen any diversions of container traffic or anything. If there were container trains that went out of Dollond's Moor and they went up to Trafford Park and stuff like that, so imported container trains, that never happens anymore. All of the container traffic on Dollond's Moor, that only ever goes as far as Ripple Lane, and it exclusively uses High Speed 1 now. But for example, if a container train had to go from here to Trafford Park and it had to be diverted, you could very easily use the Midland Mainline. You could just instead of coming off at Wembley on the sort of North London line, you could sort of head towards this area, come off at Cricklewood instead. Acton Wells Junction, I think all of that area. Just come through Cricklewood and then head up the Midland Mainline. Just trying to think how you would get across. Yeah, you could do it all the way. I mean, technically, if you had the route availability for the loco and allowances for the wagons, you could come all the way, and you could either go towards sort of Nuneaton, which is probably the most likely route, or the most unlikely route is you'd head towards up to Derby and Derby north and come off just before Sheffield and head towards Manchester that way. Do you know what I mean? But I don't think that had ever happened in the history of history. Do you know what I mean? Could you imagine that, the Hope Valley line, or whatever they call it, having a container train on it? I couldn't imagine that. But the most likely route is they would come up the Midland Main Line, probably go as far as sort of just south of Leicester and head towards Nuneaton that way, join the West Coast Main Line at Nuneaton. I think that's probably a much more realistic scenario there. Anyway, once we get to Luton, I'm going to give a roundup of this piece of DLC, but I'm also going to just show you how to use sort of the door controls and stuff like that, which I'll explain very shortly for you. But I do hope you have enjoyed this brief video. I mean, I hope it hasn't been too long in the sense of how long it could have been. Why is he using default Class 66s? Why are all the freight trains the same train? I don't understand. You know, when you go for quality scenarios, that's not a quality scenario. You've done your research and had a look. But whoever's designed this scenario is clearly unaware of what style of freight trains you would get on the Midland Main Line. I mean, I can tell you categorically right now that Wellingborough 6 Mike 69, that'd be a stone train, wouldn't it? We have got a yellow coming up. That's fine. Yeah, so anything going up to Wellingborough, that'll be a stone train. So it's just surprising me that they've that the best that they could do would a default 66 followed by some container flats, which is the most unlikely thing I've ever seen on the Midland Main Line. But hey, one is not to reason why. You are shortly arriving at Luton. Please don't forget to set up your destination and put the passenger lights on. If it's off, controller no. Well, I think they're on, aren't they? Yes, actually, I can just turn them off now, actually. Yeah, we're coming up to a red now, so you can see. Right, so when we get to Luton, I'm just going to show you how to use the doors, make sure everything's ready for passenger working, because we haven't really done much passenger working in this scenario, let's be honest. Once we do that, we'll round it off, and that'll be your video on the Class 700 from Armstrong Powerhouse. I do realise it's just been over half an hour, this video, so I don't want to make it too much longer. Maybe another 5 minutes will do. 5 or 6 minutes. Wonder why we're on a red. Is he being held up, or... Oh yeah, we're going into 1 and he's pulling into 2. Just hear the beautiful sounding AWS. Lovely. Very similar to the 68 AWS. Sort of a modern AWS sound. And this is probably the first modern unit we've had in the game for a bit of time. 323 was probably the last one we got. And the 323 wasn't too bad, to be honest, but we haven't had an have we had an Armstrong Powerhouse pack for that? I can't remember. I don't think we have, which is interesting. Happily be corrected on that fact, though. Right, just speeding up just to get us into Luton now. Obviously, there's a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit, so I won't go above 55. Well, we should be able to reach 55 by the time we get there. And we are early, we're not due there till 31. No idea how long we're meant to be there for, obviously, because he's butchered the F1 display, but hey ho. Let's see if we can do this HUDless. This thing has brilliant brakes, so I don't dare doubt it. Not one bit. Let's take us down. Coming in a bit fast, but we can work with that. We are a 12 coach, and all the way. I wouldn't approach a red that fast. Oh my god, no I wouldn't, no I wouldn't. Ah, saved it. There you go. Absolutely saved it. Right, so to open the doors, I'm just going to put us into neutral now, put our DRA on. So to open the doors, very, very simple sort of procedure on how to do that. So, essentially, this will have separate door openings, and Train Simulator won't register it like normal. So this will use your typical U and O keys, I believe, which are key binded to something like this. Let's turn the DRA off, because obviously that's my only other critique. That could be a little bit louder, especially if the AWS warning thing is much louder than that as well. Yeah. So anyway, so we want to open the doors on the right, which I believe is O. So essentially, you could just use these door release right buttons, or you can just use it on your keyboard, which is what we're going to be doing. I'm going to go into the number 2 view, and I'm going to be bringing us out. Just going to show you how to use the opening of the doors, which is T and O. There we go. So that is opening the doors. You want to close them again. Very, very simple procedure to do that. You would just press the R button. Oh, I love that. I love that on the Class 700s. That sound. Very synonymous with the 700s indeed. So let's get the doors open, because that's what he wants. Lovely stuff. And that is us done. So, thank you very much for watching this video. I do hope you have enjoyed this brief introduction into the Class 700 here on the fabulous Midland Mainline that is available over on Steam. I will attach all the bits and bobs in the description below for you to enjoy. This reskin is available also on Alan Thompson's Sim, so I will link this in the description below if you are indeed interested. But that's all for me for now. It's been precisely 40 minutes. I've done quite well on that. So that's a 40-minute introduction to this Class 700. There you go. That's good timing, isn't it? It's like I always knew that was going to happen. That was an introduction to your Class 700 here in Train Simulator 2022. But for now, thank you very much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one here on LM Simulation. All the best, do take care, and ta-ra!